The scorching desert sun blazed over the endless golden sands of Egypt. From a distance, the dunes shimmered like waves of a golden sea. And there, rising proudly against the horizon, stood one of the greatest wonders of the world, the Great Pyramid of Giza Pyramid Complex. For centuries it had guarded secrets no one had fully uncovered. Some said a hidden treasure lay buried within its stone heart. Others believed it carried a powerful curse. Among the many explorers drawn to this mystery was a young archaeologist named Aryan. Ever since his childhood in Bangladesh, he had been fascinated by the history of Egypt, its pharaohs, gods, and timeless monuments. Now, finally, his dream had come true. He was part of an international research team sent to study the pyramids.
It feels like I'm standing face to face with thousands of years of history.
His team leader, Dr. Rashid, an elderly Egyptologist, walked up beside him.
Aryan, these pyramids are not just made of stones. They hold secrets the world has never heard.
Aryan nodded slowly, his heart beating with quiet excitement. That night, while the team was busy in their base camp, Aryan sat alone inside his tent, studying an ancient map he had bought from an old bookstore in Cairo. The fragile parchment was covered in strange symbols. One of them caught his attention, a mark that seemed to match the southern wall of the Great Pyramid. Hours later, when the desert was quiet and the moon was high, Aryan silently left the camp. The moonlight painted the sand silver as he walked toward the pyramid. He placed his hand on the exact spot shown on the map. The stone wall trembled. With a soft rumble, a hidden door opened before him. His heart pounded. Without telling anyone, Aryan stepped inside. Behind him, the stone door slid shut, sealing him in darkness. From somewhere deep in the corridor came a faint whispering sound. It felt as if the walls themselves were breathing. But Aryan pressed on. Curiosity burned brighter than fear. Room after room, he ventured deeper until he reached a large circular chamber. In the center stood a massive stone chest, surrounded by carvings of Pharaoh Khufu, the legendary builder of the Great Pyramid. Aryan approached the chest and tried to read the hieroglyphs on its surface. Suddenly, the floor beneath him shook. Light burst from the walls like golden fire, swallowing the room in a blinding glow. When Aryan opened his eyes, the world around him had changed. He was no longer in modern Egypt. He was standing in ancient Egypt around 2560 BC. The air was alive with the sound of construction. Slaves dragged massive stones, priests chanted prayers, and soldiers stood guard around the royal palace. High on a golden throne sat the mighty Pharaoh Khufu himself. As Aryan tried to understand what was happening, a tall priest approached him.
Welcome, Chosen One. To claim the Pharaoh's treasure, you must pass through 3 trials. Only the worthy may hold what lies beyond.
Aryan swallowed hard. There was no turning back now. The priest led Aryan to a massive underground labyrinth made of sand and stone. The pathways twisted and turned endlessly. Deadly traps lurked beneath the sand. One wrong step could mean falling into darkness. Aryan relied on the map burned into his memory. Hour after hour, he pushed forward through the heat, the dust, and the fear. Finally, with a gasp of relief, he stepped out of the maze alive.
1 down, 2 to go.
Trial 2, the Door of Knowledge. Next came an ancient stone door carved with 4 symbols: the sun, the moon, a hawk, and a river. The priest's voice echoed,
Only wisdom can open this door.
Arian remembered his history lessons. Pharaoh Khufu's empire was built under the symbol of the sun. He touched the sun symbol. The stone door slowly creaked open. Trial 3, the Circle of Fire. Arian entered a chamber filled with blazing flames. A ring of fire surrounded the final passage. The heat was unbearable, sweat rolling down his forehead. But he clenched his fists, whispered,
I won't let history win without me.
At the center of the chamber stood a golden chest, glowing like a star in the darkness. Arian slowly opened it. Inside lay a dazzling golden crown, emeralds, sapphires, and an ancient scroll inscribed with a spell of immortality. Suddenly, a deep, echoing voice filled the room. A figure of pure light emerged, the spirit of Pharaoh Khufu himself.
This treasure is not meant for greed. It belongs to one who will use it for the good of mankind.
I promise I will protect it for the world.
Arian, how did you get in here?
History showed me the way.
The Great Pyramid still stands, silent and timeless. The world believes its greatest secrets remain hidden beneath layers of stone. And maybe they do. But Arian knows the truth. Somewhere beneath the sands of Egypt, the pharaoh's hidden treasure still waits, not for gold hunters, but for those who seek knowledge, wisdom, and courage.
One day, I'll return to that time when Pharaoh Khufu wrote the secret of immortality. And the wind across the desert carried his promise away, as the ancient pyramid stood like a guardian of eternal mystery.